Hello and welcome to HOPE 2021. It's great to have you tune in, whether you've watched a previous video or if this is your first. I'm Johnny, a fourth year product design student at the University of Edinburgh and part of the Christian Union there. HOPE is a series of online events produced by the Christian Unions from across the 4 universities here in Edinburgh. Our aim is to take a look at some of the big questions in life and see what Christianity has to say about them. Today we're looking at the identity question. Are you more than just your resume? To answer this, we've invited Andy Bannister back. Andy is a Christian author and speaker, so we're looking forward to hearing what he has to say to us.
Are you more than your resume? Do you know, we live in a world, don't we, that encourages us to think of ourselves really just in terms of performance and what we do. I mean, we see that in everywhere from, say, social media. You know, we rate ourselves, we rank each other on how many likes, how many followers we have on, Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is. And it's the same problem. We're rating people based not on who they are, but on what they're doing. But we also see, I think, increasingly in the workplace, because many of us, if we're honest, I think find ourselves working harder and harder and harder, driving ourselves more and more and more, because we've got it into our heads that it's through achievement and through gaining staff and reputation that we somehow become somebody. I learned how that can go badly wrong back in my early 20s. I'd got a new job working for a prestigious university in London, was working incredibly hard at the same time. I was trying to set up my own computer software company. I was doing a lot of charitable and volunteering work. And in the eyes of the world, in many ways, I was hugely successful. Everything was going great. But on the inside, I was slowly dying because I was burning out. I was burning the candle, as they say, not just at both ends, but in the middle as well. And quite frankly, I'd soaked the whole candle in petroleum and had set light to it. And I remember going to my family doctor and describing the symptoms I was going through. Sleeplessness and anxiety and all manner of other things. And he quickly diagnosed depression. I looked very glum at this and he went, well, to encourage you, he went, the most common people, Andy, with depression are young men in their 20s overworking. He said, show me your diary, talk me through your average week. And I told him all the things I was doing, trying, I think, to show off with the amount of things I was involved in, how important I was. And he looked at me and he asked this question. He said, Andy, what are you trying to prove, and to whom? That question cut through me like a knife. That's exactly it. I was trying to prove myself. I was trying to prove to my colleagues and to my boss and to my friends that somehow I was worth something by the sheer amount that I was doing. And in many ways, it's a great question, isn't it? When we're working hard, when we're building social media profiles, when we're constructing our identity on our success and our popularity or our sexual attraction or whatever it is, all of those things that we like to construct our identity on, what are we trying to prove and to whom? And the problem too with trying to ground out your identity in what you do, or who you sleep with, or how popular you are, or your looks, very simply, those things will let you down. It doesn't matter how popular you are on social media. Sometime there'll come somebody who's more popular than you. Okay, you're popular at work, the boss loves you. Well, one day there'll be a new employee and he or she is more brilliant than you. Maybe you're building your identity on how you look, or the relationships, or your sexual attraction. What happens when you get old and those things leave you? Are we bound, are we doomed to build our identities on things that will ultimately let us down and will disappoint us? And it's a hugely important question, because I think one of the greatest tragedies in life is when you pursue something, you spend your life pursuing it, and you actually get hold of it, and it lets you down. That's one of the loneliest moments any human being can experience. I experienced it back in my 20s. It forced me to take a fresh, hard look at the Christian faith in which I'd been raised, but which I don't think had gone particularly deeply in my life. And I discovered something incredible. I discovered that in the God who has revealed himself in Jesus Christ, we have the only one, the only person on whom you can build your identity, and it won't let you down. Because unlike other religions that tell you that the way to please God, the way to be loved by God is through performance, keep enough commandments, work hard enough, give enough of your time, your talents to God, and he will love you, Christianity reverses that entire pattern. We have a God who invites us into a relationship with him that's not based on performance. Your identity as a Christian is based in what Jesus has already done for you in the cross, in giving his life for you, even while you were worth nothing. But even though you're worth nothing, it says in the Bible, God demonstrates his own love for us in this. While we were still sinners, while we were his enemies, Christ died for us. What God has done in Jesus Christ offers the only foundation for identity that will not ultimately disappoint. Are you more than your resume? Well, if there is no God, the answer is I'm afraid not. And that's a pretty bleak existence. On the other hand, if the God who's revealed himself in Jesus is true, then my word, you are so much more than your resume. You are worth what God paid for you, the life of Jesus Christ.
Thanks, Andy. If you found this talk interesting and would like to hear more, we have some resources in the description below, which look at this topic in more detail. If you'd rather meet with someone in person, there is a second link down there which will take you to a Google form. If you fill that form out, we'll pair you with someone from a Christian union at your university. I'd be more than happy to meet up with you and answer any questions that you might have. There are going to be more talks happening this week. Some talks have already happened, actually, and they're available to watch again online. If you want to find out some more information, just follow us on Facebook and Instagram, type in HOPE 2021, and you'll be able to find us there. Thank you.